Hi guys, welcome to Freak Jeep. My name's John. Today I don't have too much time. I got to do light stuff. Don't want to get too messed up because I got a PT this afternoon for the neck and the shoulder. Coming along, it's better than it was, but they can't fix the shoulder and the neck can't explain. So anyhow, the generator's not working right and I'm not quite sure what it is, so I'm kind of investigating and I ordered some parts for it. I ordered another fuel filter. In town they're like $48. Online they're $14. So I ordered two of them online, and even with the shipping it's cheaper than the one in town, which is kind of sad, really. You know, I realize that a brick and mortar store has got to make a living, but they don't have to make a killing. They don't have to make their whole living on one sale. But that's the way it is. I try to keep the money local when possible. I did buy, as you recall, the chainsaw carburetor from a local person, and I think it was very close to the same price. So the store in town is Napa, whatever. And I've been dealing with that Napa since '78, and they've hit me with some prices lately that were just like, holy cow, you got to be kidding me. So anyhow, here's what it is. I think this thing will start up, and it'll run for, I don't know, about, well, we'll see how long it'll start up. It's warmed up. The reason it's warmed up is because it's got a heater on it. You can't hear it in there thumping and heating, but it keeps it warmed up. Maybe you can hear that. That's the pump that pumps the hot water through the thing. Anyhow, here's how you start it. You just put it takes a little bit to get it going. Of course, I might not have fuel in it right now. It's already missing. That's the part that went bad. It's still bad. Well, it's doing better today. Huh. Hadn't come up to where it should be yet. This will come up to 60 hertz and this will stay at about 120. That's the demand. I ain't got no demand on it. She's charging. There's the hour meter. There's the oil pressure, there's the temperature already up to 150. Well, it didn't shut off. I guess it might have just been the super cold weather, but I've run it in cold weather before. So that would make me think that this fuel filter here is clogged. That's a fuel filter, but see how there's diesel fuel on it? Well, the problem is it's sucking air now. I don't know. Doesn't have any air in it this time. So I'm going to take a fuel sample here. I'm going to replace these hoses because they're really stiff. This hose here, this is return to tank. This is the dip tube here. If you can see it, I was thinking about it, but this hose here is just so stiff, so maybe it shrunk it down enough in the cold weather that it just was sucking fuel. I'm really kind of thinking more that the O-ring up in here has gone bad, because I have diesel fuel here and I shouldn't have diesel fuel here. So that means there's a leak. So if there's a leak, then it could suck air, and as soon as it sucks air, it shuts down. So that means to me that it's easier to get air in the line or suction through the air hole as opposed to going through the filter. So that's why I got a couple filters coming in. Anyhow, this is the part that we changed. I did a show on that, this part here, and it's still not working the way it should. So I might take and put the old one on, and I don't like the looks of this. It seems to me that this shouldn't be this long here, so I'm gonna buy all new lines for it. They're all the same size. Just buy all new lines, put on all new hose clamps, put the old hose clamps in the hose clamp pile. I'm sure that they could be reused again, but just not going to do that. And this is pretty far away too. Now this is a suction line here. This is pretty far away. I don't think that those stems are that long, which is areas that I'm going to look into. But I had it running, well, just now it ran for quite a while. So I'm going to take a fuel sample to see what it looks like is the first thing I'm going to do. I got a jar over there. And more good news, since I got my new car, I got number 27 of wire eaters gone. There were 4 out there today that, boom, I got 1 yesterday and 4 today. And it's crazy. When you eliminate a crow and you hang it out in your field, other crows won't come around. These guys here, it was like they were taunting me. They were taunting me. Now I don't go out and look for them. I'll be sitting at the computer and look out the window and see them out there, and got lucky today, got 4. So anyhow, that's kind of what's going on. That counts up to 27 now. So I'm gonna put you here, get my stuff together. I can't put you in the tripod because I don't know where the tripod ratchet thing is. And we'll be back in a little bit. Bye-bye. Well, I got the line undone. I had to cut it. This thing is so brittle. I just kicked the stand. I hope I didn't bump you guys too bad. Now I'm going to take a fuel sample just to see what it looks like. I saw bubbles. See? Can you see the bubbles coming out of that? Well, that could be from what drips down to there, creating a bubble. I don't know if you guys can see that. I can't get this down any lower to get it out of the way. Fuel looks, I'm real happy with the way the fuel looks. I see nothing in there, like absolutely nothing. This doesn't go through a lot of fuel. It only uses a half a gallon an hour to run it. It's got a 120 gallon fuel tank on it, so it doesn't get filled up a whole lot, if you know what I mean. Now what I generally do, it used to always get filled up once a year. I'm taking this one off here because that line there I want to take off to the dip tube. Now I really think it might be leaking at an O-ring inside of there. You know what I can do? I can get one of my lubers and lube that, and maybe that will swell that O-ring. But these hoses here are just, they're bad, and I want to take it off to see what's going on here. And I could have a mouse eating a hole in the back, but I think if I did have a mouse situation, man, this stuff is, if I had a mouse situation when I pumped it, I would still be getting air through there. If I was smart, never been accused of being smart, and these hoses are too short, I'd hook a hose on here, put it down below that, and see if the air all pumps out. Because I think the air is getting in as it bleeds back, is what I'm thinking. There, I got this one loose. Woo. And this thing, like I said, is stiff. I don't see any insect. I don't see any problems in the line. There's no real problems in the hose clamps either. I might use these. Sometimes those hose clamps rust up. I'm going to get lines today, or a line, and that one's kind of difficult to get to. Anyhow, I'm going to be dilly-dallying, and I'll bring you back just kind of an update and filling up space. We'll see you in a bit. And my battery started flashing at me. 2 little videos and gone. We'll see you. Took me forever to get these 2 hoses, that other hose off. I was inspecting them and I didn't see any problems with them. Now I got to measure this thing. See what it's measuring. 3/8. 3/8. Well, we're going to get some 3/8 hose. And remember I said I didn't think that thing would come all the way out that far? I don't know if you remember that. It was only about a couple. That thing does come out that far. So I'm going to get a new line from here, new line down to there. And I think I'm going to leave this line alone because maybe I'll buy it and not change it. I don't see any point changing it because that just doesn't seem to be a contributing factor. And that one's actually fairly flexible, even though it's just kind of a straight run. Yeah, I think it says 3/8 on there if you can read that. Number 6 right there. Can you see the 6? 6 in lines a lot of times mean 3/8. No, that's part of a something. But I noticed on one of these others it's a 6. And when you do hydraulics, I think 2, 3, 5. I don't know. I think they go by that. Anyhow, so that's when I go to the dear old PT. I'm going to pick up those lines. And I guess I can reuse the hose clamps, but you know, I might just buy some just for the heck of it to have on hand just in case. Oh lordy. And I smell like a diesel mechanic, and I ain't one. All right, we'll see you later. Okay, can anybody guess what this is?
Problems.
A problem, yeah. That part there went bad on Jeffrey's boiler. Tell him how much that part was.
Only $1,000.
$1,000. Holy crap. This is another, it's a homemade boiler because you made it.
Yeah.
And that opens this whole big ductwork to let the air go in. Oh, there you go.
But without it, you don't have any control.
Without it, he ain't got no controls. He's manual control right now.
I'm trying to keep it from blowing up.
Told you, every time we come down, either here or my place, there's something you ain't never seen. This is
something nobody wants to see.
Yeah, really. Anyhow, just stopped in to say hi after the PT bone cruncher got me.
How's the pain?
How's the pain? House of pain, yeah, really. See you later. Bye.